For Test ID 8, the work management system allows each FAO manager and supervisors to plan for buckets of ad hoc assignments grouped by audit type. This can roll up the RO, CAD, and HQ levels in real-time dashboards. Then, during the year, a workflow guides the manager through subsequent creation of ad hoc assignments, and the Salesforce approval routing is used to approve the staffing and commencement of work. Whether work is on demand using buckets or pre-planned, the work management system enables tracking timesheets including billable and non-billable work, and then routing those timesheets to appropriate supervisors for approval. Now, since we're talking about audits that aren't pre-planned, we need to have a method to request these assignments. Whether you want to expose this form on an online portal or for internal users only, the extensibility of the product allows you to configure dynamic data entry forms like this audit request and put it into the page layouts as we see here. By default, the request is ad hoc. However, for POC purposes, you can select 3-year plan audit as well. We've also defaulted the requested audit start to 30 days out, and the type of audit is actually coming from the actual templates that have been configured for the system in the templates folder. Once we hit next, we'll be asked to confirm the office and supervisor for the office. This is because the system would look up to the subject of audit account and determine which office it belongs to. I only mention this to instill that because the data can exist in the system, it helps to provide a seamless and error-free experience for the person filling out the form. Once the form is completed, a request card will automatically go into the new request column on the grooming board. Here, this is hard-coded to only go into the 2022 Fort Worth folder and project. However, business logic in the real world would ensure that the card is populated into the correct FAO office's own distinct board. Also, whenever a card is created, we get a notification via chatter, which also shows up in the assigned user's inbox. It is important to note that literally any record update can be configured to automatically alert a user via email, notification on the screen, or of course, visualized in dashboards. Now the card has been created, and we've already populated some of this board with requests so that you will have an idea of what it could look like. Let's pop out the board into its own screen. Our boards also allow us to put additional information like the text that you see here. We can also add analytics, images, and stickers. Here, I'll point out that we can see the number of days of effort that we can accept for this office. Now, if you remember, Fred FAO Manager from this office was able to glean insights on the capacity from his dashboard and has decided that he can modify what his office can handle. This is yet another example of product extensibility, as we've configured a screen that will allow your team to update the effort of these audits that can be handled by their team. I'll go through this and show you what I mean. Now, as you can see, the columns have been updated with new numbers. Of course, this would have been done before the year started, but hey, maybe the office got some additional auditors and can now update this based on new capacity. The last thing is that when I drag a card over to create and start assigning the project workload, we can see the capacity for that type of audit has changed.